but you wanna speak, never say so. It's like these couldn't breathe to my face though. Because I'm far out of your league, sure that they know.
What's going on, DSG? It's your boy Darrnell Bradley back at y'all another video. Today we've got the most generational crash outs in the animal kingdom. So we hopping straight into the animals that you just don't, which to me is a vast majority. Period. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should just keep our distance, but we getting specifically into what's going on. We down for this one, so be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, follow me on all that there social media. We in here, that ain't further ado. 3, 2, 1, click. Casual Geographic, everybody. Oh, this is where the tiger pop out there. Yeah. Nah. I would have that brief second, you'd have seen all the conversion and all kinds of stuff, giving myself over to Jesus, like. Tiger rush me? Like, first of all, why am I where the tiger at? Ain't no fucking reason for that. You know, just things like that. But alright.
It's like a backyard bully brawl.
Oh Lord!
Here's the definition, and here's the definition, but in picture. And if it's not clear now, it will be by the end of this video.
Motherfucker said, yo, it doesn't even matter at this point. We both just have to go.
Yo, crash outs exist in all walks of life.
Yo, that was a crazy clip. I'm sorry, that was a good clip. Yo, man, y'all see, I remember when that first happened, that crap was all over Twitter. Homie left out the judge like, yo, that's crazy. Yo, security should have been fired.
It will be by the end of this video. Crash outs exist in all walks of life. You know what they say. Where there's a will, there's a way. For a Chris to get rocked by a Fresh Prince flick of the wrist. But today, we're going to talk about the biggest crash outs in nature. And there's a lot to choose from, so some had to get left off. I won't be talking about hippos, honey badgers, or Cape buffalo. I've said my piece on this roid-raging homicidal hydro horse on steroids. We already know Africa's Black Death is a hunter's nightmare for humans and lions alike. And I have an entire video on this.
That clip will always be crazy to me. It's lion flung up in the air like that. God dang, like, you know, because they eat buffalo. That's what they do. They go and eat that. I couldn't really deal with my food having the capacity to elevate me to such heights. When I try to eat it, I just, you know what I'm saying? And that, you know, domesticated human shit. I get you. We don't got to get our food like that, but thank God. Right.
Biracial Black Air Force hate-mongering Hufflepuff. But what I will talk about are rhinos. As I've said that rhinos are legally blind, terminally traumatized anxiety tanks that'll buck up to anything from a butterfly to a buffalo. Except I was wrong. Recent studies show that the eyesight of rhinos might not even be that bad. It's just their attitude, which means that rhino fully punted a warthog purposely and unprovoked, while this one perceived an assault on 8 wheels and still went for a literal headshot. There's a reason why a group of rhinos is an
boy said did a whole little spin. See, yo, I take smoke with it all. Who wants what?
honest to God crash, but they're not even the biggest crash outs in Africa. That would be elephants. Like literally, they're the biggest. Whoever made this up actively helped escort people off the census.
Wait, elephant brain reacts to human. Think I'm cute.
Which they don't need help doing since elephants flatlined over 600 people last year. But it isn't until elephants hit musth that they really become crash out kings.
Listen, hold up. Why he do her like that? Wait a minute.
But it isn't until people off the census, which they don't need help doing since elephants flatlined over 600 people last year.
Bitch, give me the banana. What you playing for?
But it isn't until elephants hit musth that they really become crash out kings. Musth is when a sudden burst of hormones turns elephants into 12,000-pound drunk lusting frat boys. The word must even comes from the word intoxicated, and it down.
He's got to have it. He must have it.
Bad bulls' testosterone levels can spike 60 times higher than normal. And that's where the crash out comes in. No animal is safe from an entitled elephant that can't handle rejection. Not even baby elephants. Eating a toddler because his mom won't relieve you? Crash out. But the real degeneracy didn't show itself until humans got involved. Yeah, it's that kind of story. Poaching is evil, we all know it, and it's often the older, more mature bulls that get hit the hardest, for obvious reasons. What wasn't expected was removing elephant OGs from the population meant that the younger, immature teenage bulls in musth got even more out of pocket. And what do you get when you have unruly 6-ton pests with no father figure to keep them in line? Hell if I know. There was a period in the
Wow,
90s where
that
three
was-
young
okay.
bulls that got rejected by their own kind, resorting to violating and killing not 1, not 2, not 10, but 63 rhinos. Fatherless behavior for an elephant apparently means turning a rhino from a tight end to a whiteout, and it wasn't until
Boy, he said, alright, I'm feeling a type of way. So since I'm the biggest, since we the biggest, who's the next biggest motherfucker we can start just ending? Who's that? Who's that? Nah, the hippos is way over there. Anybody closer? Rhinos. You, get them. We done with that.
the season more mature bulls were brought back in that the rhino ravaging eventually stopped. And it's not just males that can choose violence. We can't forget that time an elephant traveled across India just to life deprive a 70-year-old senior citizen while she was getting water. For context, that elephant escaped from the Darrnell Wildlife Sanctuary and traveled over 100 miles to the Rape village in Odisha. Being homicidal for over 100 miles straight is already menaced behavior. What solidified it was that same herd pulling up to that woman's funeral later that day and paying everything but respects. And that same elephant grabbed her soul evacuated 0 HP body and proceeded to put her in the negatives. Basically, she got put on a shirt, except the shirt was reversible, and after desecrating her corpse, the shirt was destroying the woman's house along with several others. Now, many have said the woman Maya Murmu had it coming and was involved in poaching, and this was a case of an elephant not forgetting or forgiving. It also could have been someone's grandmother getting murked twice and memed on Twitter all because of RNG. We'll never.
Yo, I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't know the life, but for an elephant, that elephant targeted you and Yoshi. You did something. You know what I'm saying? I would never like to speak ill of the dead or nothing like that, but like come on. Like, what? Ain't no way that it just, like, that thing hunted you down for real. Like, hunted, what is it, smell you? Like, how did it even know where you was at? Like, it went after you specifically, and then once you were gone and there was no more you to go after, it went after your house. Listen, ain't no way. You did something. You did something you wasn't supposed to be doing. All right, let's go.
Never know the why, but what we do know is my favorite animal is capable of crash outs of catastrophic proportions. And now we got the smallest crash out in the world. When a colony of Calabopsis saundersea ants gets attacked, some of the soldiers will rupture 2 huge poison-filled glands and literally blow themselves up. They don't just seppuku themselves, they also rain a toxic corrosive glue that either traps the op ants in place or just burns them alive. It's self-sacrificing altruistic behavior meant to defend the colony.
It's
but that
gotta
is
be
one hell
both
of
of
an
us then.
escalation. One species of termite also has a concept of kamikaze themselves, and they have toxic glands that actually grow as they get older. That means the same old worker termites with dull mandibles that can't fight or forage as well as their juniors also carry the most potent explosive backpacks in the colony. So their last act of service involves eviscerating themselves in a rain of internal organs, intestines, and toxins, which proves that the most dangerous crash out is the one with nothing left to lose. For reference, that's like breaking into a house and the last thing you see is a senile 90-year-old rushing you with a bomb strapped to their chest. But the wildest crash out might be what pea aphids do once a predator breaks into their home, because not only will soldiers come together and turn themselves into fleshy fireworks, they'll use their own bodily fluids to plug up the opening. Even if it means they get left outside in past tense, even if it means they suffocate on their own insides, and even if the process senses subtracts them instantly. It's one thing to self-destruct to backpedal a predator, or even after already being eaten, which aphids actually do. Using Flex Seal made out of your own guts for home repair is exactly the type of behavior this video is about. But if elephants violating the natural order didn't already tell you, the worst crash outs are the ones humans created. And this Black Air Force B is the result of one of the biggest oopsies in human history. Back in the 50s, African bees were brought to Brazil and crossbred with their more domesticated European cousins. The idea was, if they could combine the two, they could create a bee that was more efficient than the Europeans in tropical climates, while also being less defensive than the African counterparts. But in one of the most consequential f***ups possible, a local beekeeper accidentally released 26 swarms of Africanized bees, including queens. But experts said not to worry, that the bees would either die out in the foreign climate or get bred out of existence by the already present European bees.
Yes, but actually no.
By the 60s, they made it across the country. By the 80s, they hit Mexico. By the 90s, they were popping up in the US. And today, the Africanized assault has spread throughout America like a rageaholic rash. And here's the thing with playing God with bees. You better be prepared for hell. These Africanized bees were way meaner than anything this side of the Atlantic had ever seen. They were way more aggressive, much less forgiving, and the same honey merchants that were enough to legitimately punk elephants, that's not a joke by the way, were doing no—
In fact, elephants are so afraid of bees A specific call to warn the damn. Yeah, see, that's that shit. You know what I mean? Like, they be saying playing God and all that other stuff, but since I'm not like religious, I'm just saying you just be fucking around and finding out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's try to create some other stuff. You know what I mean? And it ain't like, obviously, it ain't like how it was with tigers and lions and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can get a liger or a lion, but it can't reproduce. You know what I'm saying? This is not that. The bugs is different. Quit fucking with them. Just quit fucking with all the animals, period. You know what I'm saying? Just let them do their shit on their regular. But, like, I need to quit trying to make shit. That's what I'm saying. But, all right, let's go.
Numbers on unsuspecting people. You see, where European bees might send 10 to 20 guard bees after you, the Africanized flying mob will pull up in the hundreds. And where European bees might chase you for a couple feet, the African variety will chase trespassers for a quarter of a mile, assuming you even get that far. The irony is, African bees have smaller hives. That means these gangflies weaponize a higher percentage of their hive just to go after you. Add the fact that the very smell of bee venom is like a Batman signal to the rest of the hive, and you realize just how badly that one beekeeper screwed us over. Speaking of venom, you probably know that honeybees die after stinging, since the stingers are barbed and attached to their abdomen, causing attacking bees to literally disembowel themselves. What you might not know is that stinger will continue pumping venom into you long after the bee has become a was. Now that's just doing the most. That's how you get stories of people being chased by vindictive swarms. Oh, and by the way, it's proven if you try to duck the fate by jumping in the water, they will wait. Sometimes with fatal consequences. In 2013,
they're like, nigga, we see you. Like, he thought he was just gonna hop in the water and we thought he disappeared. Like, we saw you jump in. We gonna be out. You need air, bruh. I mean, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Stay under there as long as you want. You just gonna be out of breath and fucked up. Either way.
Texas man died after being stung over 1,000 times, and the bee still had enough malice left over to leave his wife and daughter with 100 apiece. It says a lot that the dietary habits of the Crash Out mascot might have helped create one of the most infamous crash crowds in the air. But not all crash outs are fueled by hate. Some are powered by love. Courting bald eagles will interlock talons and plummet down towards the earth, only to separate at the last possible second.
I think he's shown us clips of that. I thought was like actually really cool.
It means death spiraling in a questionable game of chicken. Apparently, it's to test each other's fitness as a possible partner. You know, separate the strong from the strongest. Except it does the opposite when the entangled avians crash land into trees, water, or sometimes straight pavement and take each other out the dating pool. And bald eagles mate for life, so where do you even go after your vow renewal turns into a wake that only one of you is conscious for? A study showed that eagles will also death spiral with rivals, so it's really a case of either f me or fight me or just don't waste my time. That makes even less sense, because at least with a mate, the logic is you're trying to find the strongest, most eligible single to spend the rest of your life with. Handing death a 2-for-1 BOGO deal because you had beef and literally couldn't let it go is the definition of crashing out. At least when it happens with deer like
we just was playing a game of chicken and just run into each other. It was never a game of chicken. This was like we're both going today because the stubbornness is not going anywhere.
You know it's really bad luck, but voluntarily interlocking toes just to die with someone you claim to hate, like what's really going on here?
For real, like what's really good?
Nowhere near as toxic as the house sparrows. It's like Tweety.
So birds just go crazy, is what you're saying. Birds is just like
to every other bird, but especially their own kind. Okay, so the crashing out is caused by the fact that house sparrows are monogamous and mate for life. There are also serial cheating air strumpets, and 50% of sparrow children born aren't even related to the male raising them. Cheating isn't a foreign concept to birds. Thoughts and prayers out to the penguin that got dogged out, got his cloaca kicked by his wife's boyfriend, begged for her back, got beat again, only to get rejected and bust his the third time. Yeah, no way he goes out that sad.
That's
male sparrows that suspect their
y'all ever see Pebble and the penguin, bro? Hold up. Y'all ever see Pebble and the penguin for real? Could y'all imagine that being the storyline though? Like even Happy Feet. That'd be just a sad ass story.
Busted the third time. Yeah, no way he goes out that sad. Male sparrows that suspect their partner of cheating get their revenge by purposely feeding their children less, bordering on starvation. The thing is, he has no way of knowing which chick's actually his. He only goes by how much time the mother spends away from the nest. Basically, imagine your dad starves you within an inch of your life, all because your mom spent the equivalent of 10 extra minutes at the grocery store. The female sparrows ain't sweet either. The difference is she cheats with better genetic quality, or you could say high value males, while the male cheats to spread his seed as far as physically possible. Except that the female catches on to the cheating, she responds by slaughtering his entire family, children and all. And it's scientifically proven that butchering the babies offers no advantage to the offending female. It's just pure love of the game. Cheating's never right, but when your get-back gets children buried, you have lost the plot. Especially since the females most likely to commit baby cancellation are second wives. As in, they got with a cheater, got with him due to cheating, only to wipe out the entire first family. Also, I just thought about it. She also has no way of knowing which chicks are his. That means she really just life retires any baby sparrows she comes across. Yeah, that's a crash out of the highest order.
Yeah, you what? Huh? Huh? What? I mean, the animal kingdom is a very, very different place. You know what I'm saying? You hear shit. You know, just like that. The reason it strikes you the way it do is because like your mind puts it in these human terms. You know what I'm saying? And you like see us as people. If that were to happen, there'd be an hour process. You know what I'm saying? That things would have to happen now. But out there, this is just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you just like, damn. That's like the baby turtles coming out the water. And they got to get to coming out the sand and they got to get to the water. And like everybody is on that time. Like everybody knows when you're about to be born. You know what I'm saying? It's only random to you because everybody's there to eat you. Because they know motherfuckers migrate this way and all that other stuff. So the only person coming unprepared is the one just coming into the world for the first time. I just feel like there's a lot of unfairness is all I'm saying.
And right up there with them has to be this frog. It's a culinary crash dummy off the fact that the Argentine horned frog would rather choke to death trying to swallow something physically bigger than they are than just give it up. Scientists have found expired frogs with their stomachs torn open out of pure stubbornness. It's a gluttonous breathing pot of greed card come to life. Not only that, they're terrible swimmers, embarrassingly bad jumpers, and they don't even rib it.
They don't even rib it. Oh shit! Square up, nigga. I don't, you know what I'm saying? If I'm somewhere and I hear that just pop up at the side of me like I'm swinging at it, I don't even know if it's poisonous. I could be done fucked myself up because I done hit something poisonous. Usually they're colorful like that. Well, I don't know if that's colorful like that, but they say a horn toe. I don't know. But don't do that. Nuh-uh. Like, first of all, once again, I don't need to be anywhere where that's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's just like whoever brought me there is the bad influence because I wouldn't just be there. You know what I'm saying? I don't reside nowhere where that should be at. And I don't belong anywhere where that is at. So that's all I'm saying. But okay, let's go.
Fooled unsold every aspect of being a frog just to moonlight as Jabba the Gut. They can even develop amphibian corneal lipidosis, where they hold on to so much fat, they literally accumulate fat deposits on their eyes that blind them. To be fair, it's usually from overfeeding in captivity, but my brother in Christ, even Nakado Avocado put the fork down at some point. Especially since frogs can't vomit, the best this kitchen crash out can do is fully eject their stomachs. But luckily, they're not a threat to you. Next is a crash out that the majority of the American audience has to sidestep on a daily basis. Which is funny because the Canada goose nearly got put in an eternal milk carton due to overhunting and habitat loss. In fact, we fully thought they were out of stock in the 50s, until a small flock was found in Rochester, Minnesota. And with the help of the Migratory Bird Treaty Act in the US and the Migratory Birds Convention Act in Canada, along with conservation efforts, the Canada goose was able to make a comeback. And humanity and geese lived happily ever? Absolutely not. Yet a cobra chicken came back with a vengeance. I call the sparrow an airborne honey badger. Nah. It's just barcoded assault with wings. Easily the most
That boy said, get down there, like all the way down 6 feet. And we were like, whoa.
Deserved arrogance I've ever seen on an animal. And that's really what it is. This damn velociraptor has some wildly irrational confidence. They're like Family Guy. They nearly got cancer.
Yo, bro, I'm sorry. At some point, it's like, you know what the matchup is. So you either getting in or getting out. And you ain't about to outrun no tiger. You know what I'm saying? That gorilla gonna smash you. So at this point, it's either they gonna get scared or you gonna die. It is what it is. Somebody about to find out something today. Like
Canceled came back, and by God do they not miss a chance to punish us for it. Even Sully's heroic landing in the Hudson wouldn't have even been needed if a goose didn't try to run a fade with a plane. Just proof that you can get a lot of mileage out of false unearned valor. Cause it's a bluff. Geese nest on the ground, so they only really can respond to a threat to minor safety by implementing the honey badger method, by raising hell until you meet someone that takes you there. Add the fact that they've managed to lose their fear of humans, and you have a honk-happy threat to national security. I've even read reports of them apparently luring chasing dogs into deep water just to attack and harass them until they eventually drown in exhaustion. To be fair, you could just leash your dog. Oh, also, goose tongue. But yeah, that attitude's a bluff, and they read body language, so act like you've been around a goose before and you'll probably be fine. So why are geese so mean? They'd probably be dead if they weren't. But at least they're not capable of really damaging.
Tiger ran into its whole ass cage from a fucking goose, bro. That's crazy. Like, among things I think I would see in my life, I know it's through a screen, but like that happened somewhere at some point. Like, in that world where that is shot, I exist somewhere. So that happened. Like, what?
Damaging anything but your pride. Complete opposite of chimpanzees, my word. Probably a top 3 crash out in nature, cause you really never know what could set this chainsaw with thumbs off. Change your hairstyle for the first time in 10 years? Yeah, you just lost your face privileges. Push one of your troopmates a little too far? Call it kaisen the way you about to get jujutsu jumped. Do a fucking barrel roll? Absolutely not. Not in these
Anime bars.
Chimps and really primates in general have a sense of fairness. Do something they view as unfair? Oh buddy, you finna find out why they're the prime ministers of unproportional reactions. This man decided to surprise his former pet chimp with a chocolate cake for his birthday. The real surprise was 2 male chimps getting out and mutilating the man for not serving them a slice first. I'm not gonna list the full extent of his injuries, I have a full video doing that. Just know, the first 2 hospitals denied him entry because they literally thought he was a lost cause. Monkeys and cats.
Oh, shit. It said you best realize what the pecking order was. Like, I know that he used to work with you, but he in here with us. You better understand something. And you will understand it from this day forward. Or you will not be in here no more.
Captivity have also been known to mob a member of their own for receiving more food than the others. And when I was 8, a chimp temper tantrum nearly had me halfway to Helen Keller. Almost had me rocking the Nick Fury fit. And we cannot forget that time monkeys in India went on a campaign of dropping dogs from roofs after one allegedly attacked a baby of their own. Yeah, primates are some Hall of Fame crash outs.
Oh yeah, we said we got something for that ass. Y'all want to act out? Let's act out then. Let's act out. We will genocide all y'all motherfuckers. Don't play with us.
Question is, what could possibly be more destructive? Well, tigers are easily one of the most vengeful creatures alive, and the moment this striped population control wants you dead, you might as well lease a casket. There's plenty of stories of tigers going from 0 to 1,000. In 2007, 3 teenagers that may or may not have been under the influence taunted 243-pound Tatiana the tiger, reportedly even pelting her with pine cones from a slingshot. Tati cleared a 12-foot moat, severely mauled 2 of the teens, and killed the 3rd. In 2016, a tiger ripped apart
Listen, I don't believe you should be fucking with animals, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's wrong. But if you should so happen to do so, why on God's green earth would you decide to, with an apex predator, what? Why would? Sorry, wait a minute, bro. Like I said, I don't like to speak ill of the dead. You know what I'm saying? Man's lost his life. But that's the type of shit I'm talking about, where I'm like, you got no business being there. I got no business being there. You know what I'm saying? That's his space. This is the tiger's space. Whatever space a tiger is in, that space is theirs. That belongs to them. I don't give a fuck about a title to nothing. The space that they occupy belongs to them while they occupy it. Period. In the surrounding area, like, just leave that alone. Don't do that. Just don't do that. All right.
Severely mauled 2 of the teens and killed the 3rd. In 2016, a tiger ripped apart an infamous poacher named Baby only 4 days after his group reportedly shot his mate. In 97, a hunter named Vladimir Markov not only shot a tiger, but had the audacity to steal his kill. As a result, the Whisker John Wick stalked his cabin, tore anything that smelled like him to shreds, including his mattress and bedding, and apparently even demolished an outhouse Markov had used. As you can guess, the story ended around the same time Vladdy did, once the Siberian assassin was there to greet him at his house. And then there's this.
That boy said, I got you. You want to play stupid games? I got you. I'm patient. I can wait. I'm up all of your though. But I see you when you get here.
Backstory is that a mother tiger and her cubs had ventured beyond the boundaries of a park and had injured cattle in the process, so rangers went out to capture and relocate the trio. They successfully tranked and removed the cubs, but the mother was nowhere to be found. That was until about right here. The enraged mother cleared a full-grown elephant and managed to mutilate the mahout riding it, taking several fingers with her, and the fury on 4 legs was never seen again. But the most infamous big cat crash out came in the early 1900s, when a tiger dubbed the man-eater at Champawat killed 436 people, giving her the highest human body count of any single animal. And it was discovered that the cause was a cripplingly debilitating tooth injury that forced her to go after easier prey. And that's the thing I do want to mention. I know
forced her to go after easier prey because the shit that they normally eat moved faster than any person could. That's crazy. Yo, fuck a food chain, bruh. People think that the top of the food, you at the top of the food chain where there's the most people. Guys, go ahead out here talk about some you at the top of
debilitating tooth injury that forced her to go after easier prey. And that's the thing I do want to mention. I know I had fun with the crash out concept, but really all the tiger was ever guilty of doing was what came naturally. And that really goes for every animal on this list. Tatiana wouldn't have had to die and take someone's son with her if they hadn't gone and tested her killer. Travis was an overweight, socially stunted, Xanax-consuming time bomb that some woman decided to keep inside as a pet. Even the whole Elefino mess started with poachers destroying and fragmenting their families and probably giving the pachyderms PTSD. Like, I'll joke around and stuff for comedic effect, but I'm not actually out here judging animals by human standards. Cause he said something real before he got Chris rocked and left with Fresh Prince.
Talk about the tiger went crazy. That tiger ain't go crazy. That tiger went tiger.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you drink water, hug your mother. There's no church in the wild and no judge in the jungle, so don't expect animals to follow either. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
That's facts. He said, yeah, you ain't going after my human like that. You ain't about to fuck up my human like that. This is my human. Go ahead, get dealt with. Come here, human. You my human. You alright. Yo, that was crazy. We watched some crazy shit here too. Hey, better quit with some of these bruh. Tiger. That's like, listen. I don't want to get eviscerated. You know what I'm saying? like I seen videos. What was it, tiger? Or was it? I don't forget if it was a tiger or a panther, whatever. Pulled a damn alligator out the water. Said, "This is mine." Yoink. I said, "Oh shit." Yeah, nah. It's just there's just some things you just don't. You just don't. You know what I mean? And tigers is definitely something you don't. This was a good one, man. That's the take. Be sure to like. Be sure to subscribe. Follow me on all that there social media. And I'll catch y'all next one, fam. Peace.